Hi, everybody. My name is Karina Gonzalez. I am an adult services public librarian with the Piscataway Public Library. And we have with us here today Zaire Ali of the Urban Health Collaborative. And he's going to teach us a little bit about mental health hygiene, along with his colleague, Omar Clark. Take it away, gentlemen.
Okay, perfect. So once we get our screen shared, we can take it away.
Okay, can you all see that?
Yes. Thank you, Omar. Okay, perfect. So hello, everybody. So while we're here, as everybody's rolling in, we're going to just take a few seconds just to get grounded and get oriented with everything. So just like the pages in this book, your day has multiple pages, many chapters. But right now, let's close all the chapters we had going on. And now let's just get focused and get grounded to be here. And 1 second, it got dark where I'm at. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Thank you. So sorry about that. Okay, so just take a few seconds to get settled and just to be here and to be present and for just really forget about our earlier day, whether we had a good day, bad day, events that might have triggered us, or, we just relaxed all day. Just get ready to introduce this new knowledge and learn about mental health hygiene. Okay, so whenever we can start. Okay, so my name, as Karina said, I'm Zaire Ali, and my background is in education and public health. So I am currently the executive director of the Urban Health Collaborative, and day to day, I really am just making sure we're reaching out to the communities we need to reach, doing the proper research and investigation to make sure that we're giving services and we're really just meeting people where they're at. So nice to meet you all.
And hello, everyone. I'm Omar Clark. My background is in psychology, have my bachelor's in psychology, and I'm currently a doctoral candidate working on a doctorate in clinical psychology. So it's very nice to meet you all. And I'm the program director at the Urban Health Collaborative, and I help produce and create these sort of presentations and programs that we do at the Urban Health Collaborative. So I'm very excited for today to get started with our mental health hygiene series, workshop number 1. All right.
Perfect. So on our agenda today, we don't have a long agenda, but it's going to be very packed with information. So we're going to really start by defining what is mental health hygiene, and then we're going to give you all and show everyone real life examples of what mental health hygiene is, and then we're going to go over the benefits of mental health hygiene, the key takeaways, and we're going to finish up with some question and answers just to really get everybody involved and to answer questions.
All right. So first off, what is mental health hygiene? So we have a definition here that mental health hygiene is all the activities and techniques which maintain mental health and assist in preventing the development of mental illness and comorbidities. Okay.
So that's, the book definition, that's from Webster. But when we really ask ourselves, or we really try to operationalize what is mental health hygiene, we could look at it as this way. You see the illustration with the 3 different trash cans, insecurities, your anxieties, and depressions, right? So mental health hygiene is the avenue, or you can look at it as the car that ensures humans or just populations are maintaining their mental health. And how do we do that? By purposefully every day, just being aware of our feelings and these negative feelings and disposing of them and just really suppressing them and letting them go with the waves. So if we have feelings of, insecurity, what do we do with that? We let it go, we throw it out. We have anxiety, we throw that out. We have a lot of depression, we throw it out. And today we're going to really, just give you introduction and teach you some techniques and skills to really be on top of that and be the best, mental hygienist you could be.
Okay, so here are some examples of mental health hygiene. So things that you can do are daily exercise routines, a consistent sleep schedule, daily meditation or just relaxing and being grateful, and incorporating time into your schedule to do absolutely nothing. So exercise. Exercise improves our mental health by reducing anxiety, depression, and negative moods, as well as improve our self-esteem. Okay. Exercising daily can also lead to a sharper memory and thinking, improve sleep patterns, increase libido, and stronger resilience overall.
Okay, and next we look at the whole notion of sleep. Most people think about, when we talk about sleep, talk about the length of sleep, but time is really not the only essence when we talk about sleep. When we're talking about sleep, we need to talk about having regular sleep schedules, having regular patterns of sleep, because sleep helps enable us to improve our thinking. It helps memory. It helps us learn better. And it just really just helps us being stable emotionally, physically, and psychologically. And another benefit of proper sleep and having regular sleep schedules is you're able to lower your risk of serious health problems like diabetes and heart disease because your body is more regulated than not.
Next, daily meditation can be very helpful with lowering your blood pressure, reducing stress and anxiety. It can help you increase your focus and mental capacity, as well as improve your mood and attitude, and increasing imagination and creativity. And you also have a slide of just relaxing and being grateful. Doing a meditation on gratitude is also something that is very beneficial to your mental health. We call it the attitude of gratitude. And that's a quick, simple way to boost your mood and just make you feel better overall. If you're grateful for the thing that you have, the more you will have.
I like that, Omar.
Thank you.
And then last, we have just, absolutely doing nothing. This is one key, and this is one skill that's overlooked. Because, today, especially in the United States, we are always trying to, produce, work hard, and try to be better than we were yesterday, which isn't always bad. But when we just have time to do nothing and are purposeful about that, gives our brains time to relax and recharge. It also helps reduce stress, and it gives ourselves like the time and the space psychologically and emotionally just to appreciate ourselves and the life we have.
So, what are some general benefits of mental health hygiene? Okay, so doing mental health hygiene, you can have an improved mood, clearer thinking, a reduction in anxiety, increased self-esteem, improvement of relationships, a greater sense of self-worth or inner peace, and helps reduce the risk and onset of depression. All great benefits just from doing your mental health hygiene.
That's true, Omar. But what happens when we neglect our mental health? Like when we neglect our teeth, when we neglect our oral hygiene, we get cavities, our teeth go rotten. When we neglect just, our dogs, our pets, what happens? They go hungry, something negative happens. So what happens when we neglect our mental health? Let's find out. So, when we neglect our mental health, we have unstable moods, we have sleep disturbances at times, decrease in productivity. This adds increased strain on relationships, decrease of cognitive functioning, and it's also increased the risk of developing mental illnesses.
Okay, now we're going to go into some key takeaways. So this part of the presentation will be interactive. So we'll have questions, and we'll have questions for the audience, and you can either type it in the chat, or if you can, I don't know if you can unmute yourself or not. If you can unmute yourself, you can unmute yourself and answer the question. Okay, so here's the first question. What is mental health hygiene? So feel free to write in the chat or unmute if you can. And Zaire will field those questions, those answers.
Okay, sounds like it's a quiet crowd today. So we could just move over and, what is mental health hygiene?
All right, so what is it?
What is it, Omar? I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's find out. Mental health hygiene is all activities and techniques which maintain mental health and assist in preventing the development of mental illness and other comorbidities. Okay, so that's the textbook definition. Zai, do you want to talk about what it really is?
Yes. So it's really just a culmination in just intersecting of activities and just daily routines that help us calm our mind and just improve our daily living, right? Like I said earlier, brushing your teeth, you feel good, it coats your teeth with a good defense. So when we take care of our mental health and we implement a good mental health hygiene routine, we're essentially protecting our brain and all of our inner workings.
Right. So important.
Thank you, Omar.
Now,
So,
what are some examples of mental health hygiene? Anyone feel free to type in the chat.
oh, okay, Fizza Z, you can unmute yourself, and if you like.
So the examples of mental health hygiene would be taking care of yourself and working out, or taking some time to do some meditation every day. And one that I took away the most was taking some time to do nothing, because these days we're doing so much and we're focusing on so many things where we just need some time for ourselves.
Thank you. And I see in the chat, Vicky Pettis said exercise. Brenda said getting enough sleep. And Kizzer says being aware of yourself and things around you. Those are all really good. Just really having your body in physiological harmony.
Oh.
I know. So just like the lights go off, when we implement a good mental health hygiene routine, we're remembering to essentially shut off the energy and put it back on. So there you go. Nature's around us. That's synergy right there.
Right. So good to use real life examples.
Thank you.
So I think you guys all hit all of them. Really, meditation, regular eating schedule. We didn't speak on.
Yeah, that was one we missed.
Yeah. Regulated sleep patterns and any form of daily exercise.
Yes.
All right, great job, everyone. That was a great job. All right, next question. What are some benefits of a daily mental health hygiene routine?
This is going on. We didn't touch much on this, so let's see if you all were paying attention. I mean, it's past 7 o'clock, so it might be a little late. Oh, Fizza, okay. Preventing mental illnesses. Perfect.
Wait,
That's
yeah,
one.
good answer.
I put clearer thinking, increased self-worth, reduced anxiety, and increased productivity.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Let's see what we have here. Anybody else before we get move on?
And I see it in the chat. Improve libido.
Improve
And
libido.
that's huge, you know, because we see today there's a huge market just for medication to help improve libido. So, you know, if something's there naturally and free, why not, you know, take that avenue instead? Oh, and I see one more. Kids versus Sajad says healthy mind, body, and soul. There we talking about the whole concept of synergy there. So
Yes,
thank you.
absolutely. Thank you for all your answers. Okay, so what are some benefits of mental health hygiene? All right, we have improved mood, clearer thinking, reduction of anxiety, increased self-esteem, improvements of relationships, a greater sense of calm or inner peace, helps reduce the risk and onset of depression.
And we went in a chat from Kathy S. that says to feel better, and you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
doesn't wanna
who
feel
doesn't
better?
want to feel better? Okay, question 4. What was something new that you learned about mental health hygiene?
And this could be anything. This could be, you know, simply that, you know, doing nothing is mental health hygiene. So anything, you know, we're here. We just want to see that the information is getting out there.
Well, I learned that I need to take breaks during the day and just kind of maybe carve out some time of doing absolutely nothing.
And if you don't mind me, you know, asking you, Vicky, just from now, or like just and you're just looking back and reflecting on your daily routine, how would you do that? Like, what would be a practical step you would take to do
Well,
that?
I was thinking that maybe I can get up 15 minutes earlier and just kind of like ease into my day a little bit instead of logging on at the last minute and then you know I have a meeting within 5 minutes and it's just go 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 all day. So I was thinking about that, and then also for lunch, walking away from my computer for a half an hour. I get an hour, but I need to get up and walk away from the computer.
That's big. Yeah. It's good, you know, to be able to step away from the workspace. You know, you don't want your workspace and your rest space to be the same space. You know, it's good to have separation.
Because sometimes I work through my lunch, or maybe I take a break, but I'm surfing other websites, but it doesn't really feel like a lunch break.
Right.
So I think it's important because I used to value my days on how much did I get done. So when I get in bed, I go, oh my goodness, I did this today.
Right.
But you know what? I need to change that thinking a little bit because the stress is really starting to get to me.
Right. I don't blame you for having that mentality. In our culture, it's always how much can you do? What's the most work you can do?
Yes.
What's your productivity, you know, and right here in this presentation, we're going against that and saying do the opposite, you know, take that time to do nothing, relax, you know, and that's kind of, counterintuitive to all the other messages you get, but just because everyone is doing it doesn't mean it's right, So
Yeah.
take that time to relax and recharge. It's important.
I remember when my kids were younger, and they would be very good at like taking time to relax and this and that. And I would be like, okay, lazy bones, time to get up now.
Right, yeah.
Let me tell you 10 things we got to do before noon.
You know what? And this is that whole notion of, and the whole notion just how we view ourselves within this society, right, that we live in. Let's just say Central Jersey. We know, like, people call Central Jersey a suburb of New York City. So you can only imagine the immense stress we have just waking up, seeing 10 cars zooming past your house, or it takes, it's stressful just leaving your driveway because you have people
Yes.
driving, texting, drinking
Yeah.
a coffee, and not even worry about driving because they're trying to be productive or try to get the next thing done. But if we are able to, or if we try to implement, the whole idea of calm and just being still, even within our daily routine, and learning new things about ourselves, we could constantly grow, and we can constantly keep redefining what it means to carve out the time in our day, or what it means to really just be mindful and
Mhm.
rid yourself of stress. Because we think, the older we get, the smarter we are, but a lot of times we take so much knowledge and we forget to check ourselves and really, you know, we really lose touch with who we are. And the whole essence of mental health hygiene, the beauty of it is it allows us to not only, heal physically, and not physically, heal mentally, but it also gives us the time to be a kid again. And that is the one thing we
Yes.
always miss. So that's a good idea, follow your children, and you never know what happens.
Mhm.
And we have some good comments in the chat. So Karina says, you know, we forget to play, and that is very true. And Kizra says mental hygiene goes hand in hand with regular hygiene. Just like how we have to wash our hands and shower every day, we have to pay attention to our mental health and practice it regularly. Thank you. That's great, because
Yeah.
it's a skill. Mental health is new. So a lot of us, it's been taboo. So learning it and redefining it is all we could do. So thank you all. Oop. Anyone else have any anything new they learned today about mental health hygiene? Okay, if not, we can move on to our next slide. So yeah, we just want to know, like, we gave a lot of information in a short amount of time. So we want to know, does anyone have any questions for us, or just anything, to further inquire regarding mental health hygiene, or just how to relax and de-stress every day? Okay, well, if no one has questions for us, I have a question for the audience. Okay. Well, it's more of a scenario. You wake up in the morning, you picture yourself having your day sorted out. You might have a big exam or a big job interview. You wake up and you go to make your coffee, and then you're out of coffee, and coffee is your go-to, and coffee is your fuel. Superman has a sun, has all his natural powers, but you have coffee, and you don't have any coffee. And once you realize there's no coffee, your mind spirals, and you think about all the negatives and all the bad things that could happen. So what is one skill that you would take to relax yourself? Or more, should I say, what is one or a couple skills that you've learned today that you could possibly apply to that scenario, and how could we calm ourselves down and really get hold of the day again?
I would say be more mindful of my thoughts, because if that happened to me, it's downhill and I start seeing the negative in everything. So I do need to be mindful of my thoughts and practice gratitude.
And when you say, you will try to be more mindful, and what does that mean to you?
Well, all right. So if I wake up and there's no coffee, I'm just in a bad mood. And someone will say something during a meeting and I'll be rolling my eyes
Mm,
and just little things like, oh my God, they're asking another question. Just being overall negative and in a bad mood, which, I have control over that. And it doesn't have to be like that. It's not, I shouldn't allow something so small to paint my day like that.
I love how you reframe that, but it's something that might not be small to you at that moment, might not be small. It might be a catastrophe. But like you said, owning your thoughts and owning those feelings and letting them go like a page in a book, and applying, one of your skills that you learned today, or just applying, a happy thought to replace that negative thought, is the first step. Because a lot of times we get trapped in our own mind, in our own thoughts, and that
Yes.
leads to further anxiety, further stress, and we don't look at situations the same anymore. And that's why when you know your baseline and you really take time to know yourself, or just do nothing, when you're a little left or a little right. Your own harmony, and your baseline. So that was perfect. That's amazing. And we see in the chat, Brenda says deep breathing. Yes, deep breathing is a key, because without breath, what are we?
I want to say that I think like if I was told to like not drink caffeine, it would be a long run for me, because I would make a pros and cons list and kind of see like how this negative behavior, how it will affect and how I have to change it. So it would have to be like a slow and steady change and not just like quick cold turkey. But I would definitely like think of like all the actions that are related, like how it makes me, how my mood changes when I drink my coffee. What can I do alternatively? Like, okay, if I don't want it, because coffee is related to caffeine, like if I don't want that, like, are there other alternatives that can, give that refreshing energy charge in the morning? So I would think it like look at it as a positive negative. I think that's what I learned. Like think of it as positive negative.
Wow, I learned something new today. That's a nice way to really look at that and conceptualize it. Thank you.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
No?
Well, if not, thank you. Thank you all for coming and supporting us today. We really appreciate you all. And that's the end of our first workshop on mental health hygiene.